Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practice. Oh, hold on, slack it. Clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We were led by Commander General YAHANNA. And we are here in Houston, Texas, boot kiss capital of the world. Today is our Wednesday law class. And we're going to be going over scriptures about the law and how to keep the law, and the way we should be acting and the way we should not be acting. So, real quick, can you give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6? Because when it comes to the scriptures, we have a laid out map on the way we're supposed to be acting, the way we're supposed to conduct ourselves. And why we got this laid out map of the way we conduct ourselves? So we don't act in the way of other people. So we don't act in a way in which we could get hemmed up. We don't act in a way in which we might not make it home from the grocery store. Or we might not make it home from class. We might not make it home from a dance or whatnot. If we follow the law, statutes, and commandments, no harm can come to us, because we're doing our culture, following what we were commanded to do. You know what I'm saying? And as long as we are living righteous and doing as we are commanded, no harm can befall us. They can't punish us. They can't try to just enslave us without any recompense. You know what I'm saying? Come on, move back one closer. Come. Can you give me that scripture, sir? Deuteronomy 76, 7 and 6. Why do they hunt us? Why do they try to trip us up with pitfalls? Because they know we the chosen. Because they're jealous. They know they don't have the covenant. They know that the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the only people who have the covenant. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said himself that in his seed he would establish his covenant. Hold on. And I'm going to go ahead and get a scripture on that right quick. Sir? It's Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
For thou art an holy people. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
That's good. Stop. Thou art a holy people. What does holy mean? Holy in Hebrew means is kodash, which means separate. So we are separate people from all these folks on this planet. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody else like you, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. There's nobody on this planet that are worthy of the covenant, that he gave the covenant to. And we are the ones who's supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. What does that tell you? That means that when they out there acting wild and doing all this crazy stuff, we're not supposed to do it. So don't envy what they're doing. Don't lust after doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, give me the rest of that scripture.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He has chosen thee unto himself. That's possession. You know what I'm saying? That you are his. It's like coming and hugging you, saying, hey, you mine. That nobody mess with you long as you doing what I'm supposed to. Read the scripture one more time, brother.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
All right. Like I just said, unto himself, that's possessive. It's like he done grabbed hold of you and said, bet nobody mess with you long as you doing these law, statutes, and commandments. Long as you doing these law, statutes, and commandments and following your culture, I got you. But if you start walking in the ways of these other people, that's when I can't protect you, because I done established a covenant with you, and I said, do these law, statutes, commandments, and don't have no other gods before me, and don't do anything that these other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when we do the things that other people are doing? We get cursed. You know what I'm saying? What are these things that we want to do that other people are doing? Celebrating holidays, celebrating birthdays, getting drunk, smoking weed, eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Give me the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. Tell you what the Lord says about these holidays that everybody want to celebrate. Everybody want to celebrate Easter and say that that's a celebration of the Lord, and you out here celebrating rabbits that's supposed to be laying eggs. Rabbits don't lay eggs. All this stuff is made up. All this stuff is sinful. The whole thing with the Easter thing, it's a fertility holiday for Druids. They would murder virgins, not murder virgins, but murder babies and dip the eggs in the blood. That's where the painting of the eggs came from. They were raped virgins on that day. And that baby, on the next Easter, they would slay them and dip the egg in the blood. That's why they painting eggs. You know what I'm saying? All these other holidays are all also dripping in blood. Thanksgiving. That's a celebration of all the murder of our people, of Gadites. You know what I'm saying? Seminole Indians, Cherokee Indians, Comanche Indians, all different types of Indians. You know what I'm saying? Our people. Bro, Indians look just like us. Officer Tazadat, he's Royal Bond. That's a tribe of Indian. You know what I'm saying? He's black. He looks just like us. Gadites, Officer Shada Prosh, looks just like us. You know what I'm saying? Imagine any people that you know that you don't know them because they died during the Trail of Tears, or they died because of one of these slaughter parties that these folks had and raided an Indian village, slayed everybody, and went back and had a party, a kickback, in celebration of slaying and murdering our people. And then they lied and disguised it and said Pocahontas or Sacagawea or our people came and showed them how to plant corn and how to live on the land, and came and sat down and had a big feast with them. It was all peaceful. The closest thing to Thanksgiving that they had was some sitting down peaceful. It would be like the Red Wedding if you ain't ever seen Game of Thrones, when they slayed everybody. They slayed all his people and the king's at the time wife. You know what I'm saying? That's the Thanksgiving that really happened. They were murdering people so much and having so many Thanksgivings that the president at the time had to tell them to slow down. Had to say, hey, hold up, y'all, hold up. Y'all doing too much. We wasting way too many resources. No, don't stop killing people. But y'all can't have all them parties for it. Y'all can keep on slaying the Gadites, but you just can't have a party every time you slay them. That's great. That is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And these are the holidays in which we break our backs working overtime to be able to afford turkeys and honey baked hams, to be able to afford Easter baskets. This Easter basket stuff is ridiculous. Basically, when it comes to them having us celebrated, they essentially told you, hey, we'll do it like this. Imagine yourself as a sharecropper. And they're celebrating Easter. And they're like, oh, well, we already getting half their money. Why don't we take half a little bit more? Why don't we go tell Jerome them that they can buy an Easter basket from us, and they can buy these painted Easter eggs from us, and then they can hide them, and the kids can go find them, and it's a tradition. So not only they taking half your money, then they got you spending another 25% of your money on something that don't mean nothing to you at all, to your culture at all. It's just something that they like to do, and they done duped you into doing it. You know what I'm saying? Give me the scripture of Amos chapter 5, verse 21. Tell you what the Lord think about these feasts, about these holidays.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
Stop right there. He despises your feast days. Why? Because we got feast days in the Bible that we're supposed to keep. The Feast of Purim, the Feast of the Memorial Blowing of Trumpets. You know what I'm saying? The Feast of Passover, when the Lord passed over Egypt and smite them firstborn, for them not letting his people go. You know what I'm saying? These are the feasts that we're supposed to be celebrating. We're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas. We're not supposed to out there celebrating St. Patty's Day, dressing in green and pinching each other. It's stupid. We ain't supposed to celebrate. Do anybody else, how many other nations celebrate Christmas? You ask a Chinese man if he celebrates Christmas, he'll tell you, that's stupid. He said, I can't celebrate Christmas. I got people to put through college. We working. We don't believe in fat white men coming down chimneys. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have their butt at the fortune cookie factory working. They're gonna have their butt wherever they at working. They celebrate Chinese New Year, but they ain't gonna celebrate no jolly fat man coming down the chimney. They'll say that's stupid. Go ahead.
So, like, if I could, because all these other nations want to be like Esau, they do celebrate those holidays. Like, in college, I had a friend. He's East Indian. His family celebrates everything the white man celebrates because why? He wants to be loved by the so-called oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And that's around the earth. The earth follows what the oppressor do. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to doing evil. But then when we get in power, they're gonna follow what we do. You know what I'm saying? So when the righteous rule, you know what I'm saying? So like
righteous rule, they ain't gonna be doing that. Go ahead, continue with that scripture.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Smell in your solemn assemblies. That's the feast that you're giving unto whatever God or deity that they have placed upon this holiday. That's the cooking of the turkey, the cooking of the ham, the barbecuing of the ribs on 4th of July. Which I don't know why we celebrating that. We were all still in chains. And during that time, they'll still string you up. They'll still put you in a scalding pot. They'll still hunt you down with dogs and let them tear you apart. They'll still break you on horses. But we are the most patriotic during the 4th of July. Nobody more star-spangled banner than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people on the 4th of July, celebrating holidays that ain't got nothing to do with us. Continue on in scripture.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
Burnt offerings and your meat offerings, just like I said, the turkey, the ham, and them ribs. When we celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Purim, we offer burnt offerings. We cook. Yes, we do, because it's right there in the scriptures, tells us to. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Passover. We eat lamb, the bitter herb, and the unleavened bread. We're not supposed to be celebrating these folks' holidays. And like I said earlier about us breaking our back to celebrate their holidays, why instead of doing all that overtime to celebrate their holidays, why don't we do all that overtime and invest? Why don't we do all that overtime and take an extra trip that year? You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing all that overtime to celebrate their holidays. We try our hardest. We try the hardest to celebrate their holidays. We the ones out there doing all the overtime. Like my brother Officer 5000 Galv said before, we the ones at 5 in the morning are on our way to work. What the oppressor doing at 5 in the morning? They out there jogging. And at 7, they gonna hit Starbucks. They ain't even gotta worry about going in till 11. They rich, this their kingdom. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that we want to be in so bad. Go ahead, give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Because we need to stop doing this, bro. Soon as we stop following in the other nations, and start coming back to our own culture and living our own way of life, Christ will come back. You know what I'm saying? Right now, people will say things like, hey man, when we get it started, when we go ahead and rise up, get it started now. How? When we got so many of our people still in sin, so many of our people still eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, so many of our people still out there being drunkards, so many of our people still out there being drug addicts and drug dealers. To be a drug dealer, you're a warlock. You're making a potion, a witch or a warlock. You're making a potion. When you're cooking up crack, that's making a potion. You know what I'm saying? How are we going to rise up and overcome the adversary, which is our enemy, the oppressors, when we're not perfect? Just like in 2nd Ezra, the brother said that, not the brother, but the dude said that if there's any error in these people and they sin against their God, they will be undone. Paraphrase. know what I'm saying? No, not that they would be undone. The God would not fight for them. So there's parts in the Bible where we went to war and we weren't perfect. Brothers were sinning and we were undone. So right now we are not perfect. How many people listening and watching this right now? You watching it with a blunt in your hand. You watching it with a couple lines cut up in front of you. You watching it right now eating smothered pork chops, eating butterfly shrimp. How are we going to rise up and take rulership if we don't want to come back to our culture? If we want shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster more than rulership. We want for realistic European materialism more than rulership. How are we supposed to be the chosen when we don't even want to come through these doors and learn our culture? We rather sit in the pulpits of the Christian church, the pulpits of the child-touching Catholics, the pulpits of the fake cartoon drawing Mormons, the pulpits of the clapping imams and shit. Slocky. How are we going to come back to our culture if that's what we want to do? Give me that scripture, brother.
What was the chapter?
Proverbs 3:31. I don't see how. Unless you come through these doors and learn to fight for your culture. You come through these doors and learn to change. You come through these doors and learn that there's a whole bunch of ways that you can get money instead of making a potion and selling death to your people. You say you love Miss Suzanne, but you selling death to Miss Suzanne. I love Miss Suzanne. Shoot, I gotta go ahead and go get her this 80 rock though. That's crazy. How you love your people but you want to kill them? Make no sense, bro. Give me that scripture, brother.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor. Why shouldn't we envy the oppressor? Envying the oppressor is like looking towards the oppressor to save you. You know what I'm saying? You looking at what they got and you thinking that's where you supposed to be. You thinking that that's heaven, what they doing. But what they doing, what you just seen them do? You just seen them kill one of their own. You just seen them get a kill streak on one of their own.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, sir.
If I could, and when you envy someone like that, you begin to, they become your master. And when they become your master, you love what they love and you hate what they hate. And when we love the oppressor, the first people we hate is our own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you clap. I ain't yeah, I clap. Yeah, okay.
And that's heavy you said that. I just seen this video, and it was a brother, he was in a hotel room, and was in there with an Edomite. And this dude ran over to the Edomite, pulled her hair, and said, "This is real hair." It's like, you ain't never smelled the hair that be on them black girls, them plaits and all that, they be stinking. That's crazy, brother. You supposed to defend your woman, bro. You supposed to love your woman, just like Officer 5,000 Gabwal just said. When you love what they love, you hate what they hate. So you loving them and loving what they love, you hate your own people. You hate all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. When you loving and lusting after them. Come.
Such a heavy point. And to prove that, when black men and black women who love marrying other races, they prove that they hate their own. You know what I'm saying? Like every day is, man, black women ain't this. You know what I'm saying? They loud and all that. Like that's a demon from envying someone who hates you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Come, give me a hand. Give 5,000 Gabwal a hand. Go. Come, that's so true. That's so true. Because why would you sit there and try to compare our women, the daughters of Zion, those who the Lord said is more precious than rubies, to what the Lord calls dogs? In fact, give me 2nd Esdras chapter. 2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 54 in the Apocrypha. You got the Apocrypha down there? Here you go, right here. Got one right here, brother. We're going to compare our women, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian women, beautiful women, All different shades, bro. From dark chocolate to milk chocolate to amaretto red to light bright, almost white to yellow. You know what I'm saying? Caramel. Man, y'all tripping. The most beautiful women in the world, and you want to compare them to what the Lord says a dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be ashamed of yourself, bro. And those folks who do that, like, our women should just leave them alone. Don't mess with them. They done made their choice. They decided to go lay with the dogs. Let them stay in that dog house. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them come back in the house of the priests and prophets and the eloquent sisters and princesses. Nah. They don't get to come back. Let them stay over there. Go ahead. Second Esdras, chapter 2 and 54. Yep, 2 and 54. Hold on, slack here. Chapter Esdras, second Esdras, 6 and 54. Thank you. Cause man, this is crazy. And the crazy thing is, brothers haven't learned yet. We out here chasing after them. We keep seeing what they do to us every time we chase after them. Why do they want to even put them in front of us? The reason they put them in front of us is to make sure that, one, we take them as wives. The whole reason for them to have us take them as wives is so that when we expire and or pass away, everything that we worked for, whatever foundations we built, everything that's in our will, all the resources that we accrue over our life, goes into their hands. Which one of the brothers who have passed away, wife shopping at an all-black store, shopping at a black grocery store, shopping at the black clothes store online, shopping at the all-black hair store, donating any money to any of the black charities and anything like that, donating money to the I.S.U.P.K. Probably none. Why? Because they made sure the resources went into their hands. That was the whole reason for her to be on here. And on that point, brothers and sisters who may have young children, brothers who are athletes and about to get scholarships, make sure your son, your daughter is educated that these people are your enemy. Right. That you cannot give your son unto them. And you cannot allow them to take your daughter. Because that's why they want you. According to the scriptures, they'll turn your son and daughter against the Lord. Right. But also, to just us and good knowledge that they'll seize all the assets and everything that your son and or daughter stacks and collects over time and keep it with their family. Go ahead, give me that scripture, bro.
Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Made us Lord of all thy creatures. Continue.
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
See, stop right there. Of him come we all, and the people who thou hast chosen. So there was a whole bunch of other people there. But the Lord chose us. Keep on going. So when people hold on. So when people try to say, "Oh, we all came from Adam. We all came from Adam. So we all Lord's creatures. All the chosen. We all got the covenant." Right here it said, if we all were chosen, there would not be and the people whom were chosen. There wouldn't have to be any separation right there. It would just stop as of him come we all. It would not have said, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Continue.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
He made us the world for our sakes. Drop down to 56.
As for the other people.
As for the other people, these are the other nations. These are the nations in which our people tend to envy. These are the nations in which our people tend to want to give their love to. See, when you give your love to another people, bro, you don't got no love for your own people at all, bro. You don't want to help your own people. You look down at your own people. You hate your own people. You try to move as far away from your own people. I got a quick story on that. When I was living in Virginia, there was a guy next door. He was black. He was messing with a white girl, and he was getting ready. They was getting ready to move. And I was talking to him like, "Yeah, so how you like the new place?" He was like, "Oh man, it's amazing. When I go into the corner store, everybody in the corner store seems like they got a job." Nah, I wasn't laughing. Yeah, no, that wasn't funny, bro. You just basically let me know that you don't mess with your people at all. And at that time, I didn't even know I was an Israelite. At the time, I was out there following the Blackie Black and Umar Johnson stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I still got hot as I was supposed to get hot. You feel me? Continue that scripture, bro.
which also come of Adam.
So I should come Adam.
Thou hast said that they are nothing,
That they are what?
nothing.
They are nothing. Why are we envying nothing? The Lord said they are nothing. The Lord said that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't my words. This is in the Bible. This is in the Apocrypha. And in the Apocrypha it says, they are nothing.
Right.
So why we envying them? It's like you don't want to be here. It's as if I'm not here. It's like the space right there. That's nothing. Boop. Why we envying nothing? And this is according to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you could say, somebody could say you nothing, but you know you somebody, but the Lord say you nothing, you nothing. Continue.
But be like unto spittle.
Be like unto spittle. You know what spittle is? Spittle is microscopic moisture coming out your mouth. It's about 37 million of them came out during this time I'm speaking. That's how small it is. That's how small it is they are to the Lord. Continue.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
A drop that falleth from a vessel. Now, a vessel is a bucket. Now, if you carrying a bucket of water, or you got a bottle of water, you think I'm gonna worry about one drop? Nah, I got this whole bottle. I'm not worried about one drop spilling from it. I'm not gonna stop and be like, oh, let me go. No, I'm just gonna wipe that away. That's how the Lord sees these other nations. Because the Lord had already said that we are his chosen unto himself, possessing us unto himself. And he said the other nations are nothing. They are spittle. And like in the abundance, meaning all the abundance collected, unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And these are the people that we envy. Why we envy? We envy them because they make their way of living look so shiny. We envy them because they make the things that they have look like it's what we're supposed to do. It's the end thing to do. Such as these alternative lifestyles. We ain't supposed to be doing that. Alternative lifestyles is a war tactic that these nations put on us. We knew nothing of. You ready to go? Count. Let me drop this real quick, sir. We knew nothing of that type of lifestyle until we were in captivity. When we were in our own lands, when we were practicing our own cultures, we didn't do none of that. When we went to Assyrian captivity, Roman captivity, these people used us for whatever they wanted us to do. You understand? Could you imagine the man and the woman of the house getting ready to mess around, and just to get a little hotter, they use you like a toy? Say, oh no, it's still. Oh, hold on, I'm not at the mood just yet. Come, slave, get me there. Same thing with the woman. Get me there. And you got to do it, or be put to the sword. That's how these alternative lifestyles were introduced to us. It's not something we created. It's not something we follow. And if you say something about Egypt, we were in captivity in Egypt. But without further ado.
If I could real quick. Salaki, you gotta understand that the oppressor is absolutely the most vile and disgusting beast upon the face of the earth. They are the most crooked. They are the most disgusting. They are the people who bring the homosexuality spirit into the world now. You know what I'm saying? You know how they introduce homosexuality to us? Alternative lifestyle? By buck breaking our forefathers. You understand? They set up there, they pulled the strongest man and essayed him in front of his whole family and all the other slaves to make an example out of him and countless other reasons. You understand? Because the sins of the oppressor predates America.
Huh.
That's it.
Water, sir. My priest hand. Without further ado, precinct officer 1000 Rom is going to take the rest of the class. Come on, guys.
Y'all clap it up for the brother, man. Boy, was bringing out some heavy points, man. Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And so we are led by the amazing Commanding General YAHANNA. And like I said, the brother was bringing out some amazing points about us being special people and who we should not envy. You know what I'm saying? We should not envy our oppressors because, for one, that's what the Bible says. All right, and two, you know, throughout history and throughout what we go through today, it's evident who our oppressor and who our enemy is. All right? Somebody give me Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. All right? And I'm going to show you that on this earth, there's a people that hate us. And through, like I say, through history and through current events, that these people been our ops, you know, as young people say, they've been our ops for a long time. All right? You got it?
Chapter.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. And I'm going to get that with you. And also, I need somebody to look up a word for me too. When he give me perpetual.
All right, you ready?
Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
All right. Because thou had perpetual hatred. Go ahead.
Salaki,
And
sir.
hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Slaki. What you said?
Salaki, I have that definition.
All right, give me a second. I'll say it said because thou had a perpetual hatred. You know that when you add a word before the point that you're trying to make, it should add like a different level of feeling to that word. All right. So perpetual hatred. Sis, you mind reading it? Yeah. No, you got it.
Common sir, I have the definition.
What does perpetual mean?
This is the Google definition of perpetual. Occurring repeatedly, never ending or changing.
Occurring repeatedly or never-ending change. So that means it was a perpetual, a never-ending hatred for the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? The white man has a perpetual hatred for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
If I could add to your point, sir, for over 500 years since day one, you understand, the oppressor has showed us countless of times, each and every day, just how much they hate us.
Right.
It's like if I could, day in and day out, you know what I'm saying, and our people up, whipping our ancestors' backs, you know what I'm saying, the list goes on, each and every day. You know what I'm saying, they even had to invent new ways for us in this place.
Man, they invented new ways. They sold war tactics. I know you heard of the Witty Lynch letters. That was a war tactic on how to subdue us. You know, people think that when Christopher Columbus came over here, that you know, we was all just gullible and blah blah blah. You know, to a point we were. You know what I'm saying? That when they looked at us, they was like, oh yeah, we can just take these boys easy. But they used guile, they used deceit, they used all type of war strategies to first, you know, weaken us. You know what I'm saying? Like with the blankets filled with was it smallpox. So they weaken all the men, women, and children with smallpox to where, you know, you so weak and you sick you can't even fight. Next, they killed all the buffalo. They killed all the buffalo, stacked them up and burned them. So now you done seize out the food source. Then they poisoned the water source. So now you done made a whole people weak and defenseless. Go ahead.
If I could add to your point, I have a precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Yeah, I was listening to General Hyman class when he was talking about how Ulysses S. Grant promised, you know, the 40 acres and the mule. So that's where we got that stuff, because we trusted our oppressor. Oh yeah, well, Ulysses S. Grant. If you don't know who Ulysses Grant is the $50 bill man.
Right.
All right, the dude that when you spreading your money out and you got 50s and 100s, you know, the $50 bill is Ulysses S. Grant. That's the dude that promised us the 40 acres in the mule. But when Andrew Jackson got into office, he was like, I hear what you're saying, but we're not doing none of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I could add to that, sir.
Go ahead.
Did they not write over 5 treaties?
Yeah, over
Of
500
peace?
treaties with the Native Indians, man. Yeah, okay, well, if you let us get this path, you know, so we can build our railroad, you know, your people can stay on this side and we won't bother you. And so, you know, Native Indians, you know, a deal is a deal. You know, if your word is bond. But then we keep our end of the bargain, and then a couple years down the line, like, we want to curve our railroad to go through your land. Well, now you already said that, you know, you was gonna build your railroad this way, and we was gonna occupy this land so for my people, and you know, we got gardens, we got all types, so we got our food source and water source and everything. Yeah, I know what it said, but if you don't move, we're just gonna have to move you. You know what I'm saying? So they break a treaty like that, and 500 times over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's perpetual, never ending lying. And if you don't move, we gonna move you. And you know how they move? They made you sick. They cut your food source off. They poisoned your water. So you so weak to fight, to where, you know, it was easy pickings. And that's when the brother was bringing out earlier how they was celebrating like the Thanksgivings like every week or every other day until the president at that time said, "Nah, we're just gonna do it once a year." That was true, because they was conquering, they was weakening and poisoning our people, tribe by tribe, and going to kill them off. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about hand-to-hand combat or even war, just look at sports today.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics are the top at boxing, MMA, karate, sword fighting if they let us in that, jumping, flipping, skipping, and running. We at the top. Go ahead.
And if I could add to that, sir, not to mention, we were the most prominent figures in turning the tide in wars.
Right. Right. Because for one, you know, they either used us as human shields, or they used us as spots to where, you know, if we go try to take this area, it's a suicide mission. Hey, but we got these Negroes over here, you know, they can run real fast and they look like their skin is pretty tough, you know. So like with the red tails.
Right.
You know, red tails had the most dangerous mission in World War I or World War II. World War II. They had to escort the bombers to a place that the enemy had. They was waiting. They was ready, and I believe they was outnumbered too. But none of those oppressors pilots got that mission. They were like, man, that's a suicide. You know, the captain of their squadron like, man, nah, that's a suicide mission. I'm not finna send my men to die. I'm not finna go knock on all these doors and tell them that I sent they son or they husband or they dad, you know, to go die, and I know they was gonna die for real. Well, nah, hey man, let's send these colors over there. And guess what happened? Colors got it done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got it done. But guess what happened? The perpetual hatred of this country, when they got back home, didn't care about none of that. Right. You still a color. You still a dog. You still had to go through the back door. You still have to drink out this other water fountain that's about to break. Go ahead.
And if I could, not only that, but they lynched us in our uniforms.
That's crazy. Lynched you in your uniform. You got a Congressional Medal of Honor on your chest, and you still get beat. Congressional Medal of Honor, that's the highest award you can get in the military, right? A Congressional Medal of Honor and a Purple Heart. So you done went and fought and got hurt for this country to come back and get hurt again for this country. That's why Muhammad Ali was like, oh nah, y'all got me messed up. Yeah, go and take the title. I don't care. I'm not going to fight for a country that hate me, and I'm going to fight some people that don't have nothing that don't have no beef with me. You know what I'm saying? Give me Lamentations chapter 4 verse 17. And that's what we got to understand as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, because we go to these people and we lean on these people for everything. Like we depend on they lifestyle. We've been so broken. We've been so broken to where we suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is when you develop a emotional and psychological bond with your oppressor or your captor. So if you ever seen some of these movies where, you know, Christ, sir. If you ever seen some of these movies where, you know, a girl gets kidnapped and she's locked in the basement, or somebody gets captured, and eventually, if you ever seen, you know, I'm gonna bring it to our side. If you ever seen the TV show The Chi, when Keisha got kidnapped, after a while she kind of developed a little liking to the dude that kidnapped her. You know, she started defending him. Like she started, okay, well, you know, submitting to his will, you know, taking initiative on doing whatever he want, because she's been oppressed so long, like she doesn't have her own mind no more. And that's what we do as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Like we done submitted to these people so much to where we done lost our identity. We don't know who to serve. We just follow them. That's why, you know, when it comes to politics, the Democrats and the Republicans, to us, they should be the same thing. Like when they was talking about when Hillary Clinton and the other person was running together, what's the difference? You either gonna die by crack or you're gonna die by heroin. Which one you want to do? It was no difference. You still was gonna die. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, voting in America for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans is simply voting for the lesser of two evils.
Right. So, you know, I think crack might kill you a little slower than heroin. I mean, I don't know. You know, that's a slow death, but it's painful. But I think heroin, you put too much heroin in your system, you just gonna go to sleep, you know, and don't wake up. So, which one? You're still gonna die. Don't matter. Go ahead.
So, like, if I could, dying from crack is such an evil thing.
Right.
Because not only do you have to go through that, but your people who love you have to watch you go through that.
Right.
have to watch you waste away, have to watch you die, have to watch you turn into nothing.
Right. And that's a perpetual hatred because that's perpetually tearing up your family. Like the brother said, like your family got to watch you go through that, go through the pain. You know, you going to grandma's house stealing everything off the wall. You selling the family picture, the family portrait for $2. You know what I'm saying? Like I had people that was on crack in my family. I woke up one day trying to go play my Nintendo, and my whole TV turned this way. And like, where my Nintendo at? I said, I know I didn't get in trouble. My mama didn't take because my grades is good. Where's my doggone Nintendo? Gone. And what's crazy is somebody else. You walk to the store. Hey man, you want to buy a Nintendo? I got it for sale right now. I'm looking at it. It got the same scratches as mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then uncle come back around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done just took everything out the house. Now your family don't want to deal with you no more. You can't raise no more kids because the government gonna take them from you. You know what I'm saying? So, and to the point, some of the women that's on it, they sell their children for one hit for I think it was a 30-minute high or whatever it is. That's crazy. And people are, and you would say, well, the drug dealers are the ones that's killing their own family, but man, we ain't got no boats to bring none of that stuff in. So guess who's doing it? The people that perpetually hate us. All right, we don't own no SS Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no big tanker ships or cargo ships to bring none of that stuff in. We don't even have no fields to grow the stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't have none of that stuff. But guess where it come from? It come from the people that perpetually hate us. You know what I'm saying? They came in on ships by them, and then they started a war on drugs with the same thing that they brought in. Who was that? Reagan that brought crack in America? Reagan brought it in, and then back those started the war on drugs. But it wasn't the problem until it started hitting they streets and they people. Go ahead.
And if I could after that, I know you finna bring this up, but then they want to have a war on drugs.
Right. Yeah,
After destroying the whole nation of people.
Right.
With what is it? Chemical warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Then they want to have a war on drugs.
Right. You want to have a war on drugs when little Danny or little Dexter get hooked on crack, or little Sadie or Katie, when she get hooked on crack or heroin, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And opioids is not a drug problem. They say it's a sickness or epidemic or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She needs help. That's all they say. You got this scripture for me, brother? Lamentations chapter 4.
Okay. Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
All right, it says, and as for us, our eyes have failed for our vain help. You know what I'm saying? We look for any and everything, Slacky. We look at anything and everything our oppressors, do to save us. You know what I'm saying? That's why we go out and vote. Because we swore up and down that both of our black presidents was gonna save us. Oh, y'all ain't know it was 2 black presidents? Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Yeah, we I'm gonna use a church word. We grafted in Bill Clinton because he played the saxophone, smoking a little weed, got him a little happy ending at work. You know what I'm saying? So to us, Bill Clinton was black. But then when you look at his agenda, it was all against us. Go ahead.
If I could, why do we consider the generosity a part of our? Why does that make somebody us? You know what I'm saying? We are
Right.
clearly more than we. We are clearly more than getting head in the Oval Office. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We so much greater than just that. Why does that consider like the evil consider? Why are you considered black because of something like that?
Because we don't know who we are. We done lost our identity. Because if we knew who we was, we knew that we was gonna tie us up, and that it was against the law. We knew that sleeping with they women or sleeping with they men was totally against the Lord. But we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You go to a club in a white folks neighborhood, you black, the music gonna stop. You go in that ice house with all them Harley Davidson sitting outside, and you whatever they be playing, and you walk in that black, everybody gonna stop and like, what? You trying to die or something? Like you trying to get hung today? But let a white man go to a black club. Guess what they gonna be doing? If he hit one little move, he do this here. Go white Mike, go white Mike, go white. Let's get white Mike a beer. We gonna dance around. Of course, you know the girls got to roll him up. A woman is gonna twerk on him just to welcome him in. You know what I'm saying? But they have so much of perpetual hatred for us, man. We don't even know it, and we still crawl back to them. It says our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. And go ahead.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We going looking for a nation that cannot save us, man. When did they go to war for? No country has went to war for black people. No country has went to war to save us. Like if we so African, why ain't none of them Mobutu tribes in Ghana and why they ain't call America? Hey, look here, man. Y'all gotta watch how y'all handle our people over there. Nothing. But guess what though? Hey, when China called, Mr. Trump, don't do Chinese people like that.
Right.
Guess what happened after that? Stop Asian hate. A law passed. But for black people, I hear you. If we so African, why none of them, what is it, 50 plus countries over there? Why none of them go to bat for us? They ain't frown at America for our injustice or our, you know what I'm saying, our oppression. Go ahead.
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. Like everywhere we go, it's what you doing around here. They got sundown towns all up and down Texas to this day. Matter of fact, we about 35 minutes away from one right here in Houston that we can't even go get. If our gas tank on E right now, we trying to go past that place, and we run out of gas in that town, we just gonna have to sit in the car and spend the night. We can't get out and hope we got a weapon or something to try to defend ourselves. But if we do have a weapon, they're gonna use that against us. Oh, he had a weapon. He was violent. And guess what? The judge is gonna agree. Yeah, they was savages. They blah 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 blah. Even though the law in Texas is anybody can have a weapon. This is an open carry state. But in that sundown town, they ain't trying to hear that. Whatever they say, go. All right, keep going.
That we cannot go in our streets.
Can't go in the streets. Why? You gonna get gunned down. Orlando Castile, Eric Garner, what's his name? Arnold Sterling, Trayvon Martin. Like you can't even go buy no Skittles, bro. You can't take a jog in your own neighborhood. They can. Oh, it's happening in my neighborhood right now. My neighborhood's so gentrified right now. It's crazy. I can't even halfway recognize it. The little burger shack on the end of the corner of my street, gone. And I grew up on Yachty's hamburger. It was called Miss Owens back then. You know what I'm saying? Yachty's hamburgers. Can't go nowhere. See a little Shih Tzu running and peeing in everybody's grass, and then you see a white lady with with some earbuds in, just running. Like, lady, do you know where you at? She don't care, cause she knows she's safe. It's in sundown in the hood, and that's crazy. Like, it's pitch black dark in the hood, where somebody like me, that's not from the hood, might get shot or robbed. But her, she don't care, cause she knows she's safe. All right. Uh, like we was talking about with those treaties. Like, we can't go nowhere. Made a treaty right here. We moved over here. Then y'all came over here, tried to make another treaty, killed us off. Then we moved over here. Like, we can't go nowhere. They even uh what you deputize some of our own people, in slavery. That's pretty much how the police force started with the Irish, because they hired the Irish to hunt down runaway slaves. Slave patrol. That's why the badge look how it look with the star. I mean, well, we know what it is, but with the shield, because they were hunting down Israelites. All right. Keep going.
Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come.
Our end is on the way, man. Keep going. Verse 19.
Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven.
Man, they quick to put a law against us. Last year or a couple years ago, they ended that affirmative action. We just now starting to feel the after effects of it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't walk into Harvard no more and get no degree. You just can't walk into this engineering company and get no job now, because they ain't gotta have that quota no more. Oh yeah, we have to have at least 3 blacks and 2 Hispanics, on our employee roster. They ain't gotta do that no more. They rather take dumber than a box of rocks Betsy and put her in your $120,000 a year job, and you got all the qualifications for it. Matter of fact, if you lucky enough to have a job now, they gonna send one of them dumb in the box of rocks, Katie's in there, and you gonna have to train her to replace you. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have to adhere to that law that was forced on them. Go ahead.
I could. Not only that, but they basically giving police officers, public servants immunity,
Right.
and like a pass on police brutality.
Right.
Now they can't even get sued or anything for that.
Can't at all. And I don't, do Flint still got clean water yet? And how long that's been? Huh? Years? Can we say at least 5 years? Longer than 10? Perpetual. Come on now. With no clean water? Go ahead.
Not only that, but it was a brother. He made like a huge dehumidifier, right? Which
Right.
basically turns a condensation into potable water.
Uh-huh.
They broke his machine down piece by piece, and
That's crazy.
only somebody who knew like engineering could have did something like that.
Right.
It was tactical.
Right. Did you finish verse 19?
Negative. It goes, they laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Right. They laid wait for us. They waiting on us to sin. They waiting on us to do something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You run that stop sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally knew Sandra Bland, and they were waiting on her. Yeah, okay, yeah, she talked back a little bit. Yeah, she was a little fiery. She was from Chicago. I mean, that's how they are. But is that supposed to cost her life? You know what I'm saying? Is that supposed to cost any of these people, brothers and sisters, lives? George Floyd. What was the sister that was it? They shot her dead in her kitchen. Tiana Taylor, Breonna Taylor. No, her name was the one she pleased the blood of Jesus on him or something like that. No, her name started with an S too. Whatever the sister name is, I'm quite sure brother and sister know the story because you know it was on the body cam when they shot her dead. Standing there with a what they call it, a moo with a robe on, like she at home relaxing. I mean, it's a pot of water on her, and you get shot dead for in your own kitchen. Two, maybe three grown, big weightlifting police officers with a small little, looked like she was only probably about 140, 150 pounds, and you went lethal instead of putting out your taser. All right, drop that and give me Lamentations chapter 5. Go ahead.
All that, you know what I'm saying, especially with what happened with the brother who died out in what was it at? George Floyd.
Yeah, Salakia,
Yeah.
give me Deuteronomy 28 and 32 instead. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Have you heard what happened to Charlie Kirk?
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Consul.
Yeah,
Are you familiar with him?
yeah. I just recently heard about it, but go ahead.
If I could, Charlie Kirk. It's so funny. He said that George Floyd, he didn't die from he couldn't breathe. He died from the police officer's knee on his neck.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And now you know what happened with him. He was unalive today. If anybody know that. So I seen a post on Facebook saying that he didn't die from the gunshot. He died from losing too much blood.
Oh, so they trying to dumb it down to where now it's coming out that it's some white on white crime out here too, because they always try to say this black on black crime is the reason why blah blah America's is the way it is now, because Trump putting the U.S. military in Chicago and Baltimore and all these other places and declaring martial law, trying to clean up the streets. But they dumb down this. Oh yeah, well, he died because he lost too much blood. Well, how did he start losing blood? He had a microphone in his hand with probably a little puff ball on it. So the puff ball on the microphone slit his neck. So that's evident that it's some white on white crime out here too. So if they killing their own selves, then what you think they gonna do to you? If they cooking and eating their own people, what you think they gonna do to you? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Go ahead.
What's the chapter?
Now,
If I could, the irony of it is he was in the middle of saying gang violence
right,
and got unalive right in the middle of saying gang violence.
right,
He was trying to talk about.
right.
But that is so ironic. You know what I'm saying?
In Utah, at a predominantly, PWI. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, in verse 32. Yeah. So, was he a politician or something, or
He was like a debater.
he debated politics?
He had like really he made a lot of racist statements.
Mm-hmm.
Like such as DEI hired like a pilot, like a black pilot. He said
Right,
took black pilots.
right.
He made comments about George Floyd and all kinds of other racist statements.
Hmm.
And trying to perpetuate a narrative about the generosity of black people.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because when people talk about it like that, that gives them that's how they that gives them reasoning on doing what they're doing now, what Trump doing now. Oh, if they're this acting like this, then we definitely got to put the military in the streets so we can patrol and try to clean up our streets. He said clean up our streets. He wasn't talking about the River Oaks or you know, Beverly Hills and nothing like that. He's talking about Watts. He's talking about O Block. He's talking about Fifth Ward, Studewood. He's talking about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning up the streets. Because like right now, they got martial law in Chicago. And Chicago, without that even happening, had like the lowest numbers of homicides, you know, in their city for a long time. Now that's a big step in Chicago, in a city like Chicago, because you know Chicago was considered like one of those war zone areas where you know either gangs, cliques, or whatever, you know, uh, had the murder rate on high. But then also it's a mob there too. They got mob there, they got mafia there, they got in New York too. They don't say nothing about that. That's probably not a part of the numbers. All right. Read that Deuteronomy 28:32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
All right, it says your sons and your daughters are going to be given to another people. You know the adoption system is full of blacks, Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? They just go in and out the system, in and out the system, over and over and over again. All right, they they showed it on the news how they got Hispanic. They done separated the Hispanic children from the Hispanic parents and got them living in cages with foil blankets. I seen one picture. The sister was trying to breastfeed through the little links of the gate. She trying to breastfeed her child through the gate. That's perpetual hatred. I mean, you can't get around that. Like all the you know when Black History Month comes around, it's never it's always a movie about lynching us. You know, it's always something about us being the lower part of people, the lower echelon of people. Uh, Thanksgiving is been watered down to just a food, family, and fun day. When you really look at it, it's the rape, Salaki, we can't use that word, the sexual abuse, the robbery, and the unaliving of our own people, well, of our people by our oppressors. But then when you try to tell black people, Hispanic people that we shouldn't be celebrating that, oh man, it's just about family. You're supposed to give thanks to the Lord about give thanks to the Lord. Give thanks to what? For them destroying the Lord's people like that? You know, a lot of black people say, "Oh, I got Indian in my family. Look at my hair. I got good hair. I got Indian in my family." Well, you sure do bake that turkey and glaze that ham on that day, like it was nothing. Because if you knew your one of your family members was killed on this day, you're not gonna celebrate that day as a festive day. You know, you gonna mourn. You might want some get back. All right. So when it says our sons and daughters, uh, were given to other daughters, you know, all in slavery, like all these other nations took part in slavery. You know, even back in biblical days, you know, the Persians built the boats. You know, I think Spaniards built the boats too to bring people back and forth from this side of the world to this, from that side of the world to this side of the world. You know, the Hamites, you know, they was the ones that was pretty much harvesting us. You know, of course, you know, our oppressors, you know, they the ones that was willing and dealing. You know, we was property to them. Like even in the Constitution, when it was established, you know, we was property. So guess what? Uh, sis, that's your water bottle. So that's your property. So you can throw it across the street if you want to, right? Right. It's your property. Can you go to jail for that? That's your purse, right? You can walk outside on that sidewalk and set that purse on fire. Could you go to jail for that? When anybody say, "Hey, you're burning that purse," it's yours, right? So guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we were property to our oppressors, the white man. So when they lynched us, they beat us and hung us on them trees, or they set fire to us like how they did on July 4th, who was going to put them in jail? Who was going to say that was wrong? Because according to the Constitution then, we were property. And you can do whatever you want to your property. Like when people now, when they burn trash in their backyard, yeah, they might get a city ordinance fine, you know, for the smoke, you know, bothering other people, but it's just burning trash or burning sticks. We just having a barbecue back here, got a little out of hand. Okay, well, we're gonna give you a $15 fine, you know, just keep the smoke down. Oh yeah, yes sir. But they not saying, hey, you burning trash back there. You got sticks back. No, you got to say that. You got to do this, do that to it. Mm-mm. We were property. Perpetual hatred. So these people never thought of us as equals or even as humans. That's why they hunt our steps. That's why it's so easy for them to make a policy or make a law or come up with some type of story on, oh well, these people act like this, or if they act like this, then we have to do something about this. Well, how about we just get the Coast Guard and the reserves and stuff, and just sit them in the neighborhoods and patrol them. And we got to declare martial law. We got to get ahead of this. All right. Drop that and give me Psalms chapter 83. Verse 3 through 5. All right, you got it? Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people
Say
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
All right, say that again.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Start from the top, Salaki.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Okay. They have taken crafty counsel against our people. So all these nations have taken crafty counsel against our people. Salaki. Yeah, okay. They have taken crafty counsel against our people, and crafty counsel that's sitting in those offices or those lawmaking offices. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna keep these people down? You know, crafty counsel also looks like the what you call it, the seminary schools where they teach pastors about theology school. You know, because all black pastors learn from a white establishment. You know what I'm saying? So when Martin Luther King was out there doing his thing, or when What's your boy's name? Reverend Sharpton, and all these other pastors that were supposed to be the leaders of the people. They was getting their agenda from who? The oppressor. Because what Martin Luther King say? I feel like I led my people into a burning house, trying to integrate. You know what I'm saying? That was towards the end. But in the beginning, like, oh yeah, we got, I had a dream that, we all should come together and blah, 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 blah. But then after, he was like, once he realized, like, man, I think I led my people to a burning building, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody looked up to Martin Luther King. All right. Crafted Counsel also, like again, those Willie Lynch letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think when we was in captivity that they knew how to control all the slaves. Like, we just came over there. Oh, we don't know. No, a dude named Willie Lynch figured out how to subdue a people and get them to do what you want. So he wrote letters, and he went around and sold his war strategy to all these different plantations across the country. And one of the first things that he was talking about, of course, that's where you get light skin and dark skin and light skin from. You know how we make jokes. That's a light skin thing. That's a dark skin. Like that's where it come from. We joke about it now, but that was a real thing. Like the house nigga in the field. That's a real thing. Cause guess what? The house dude got a little bit more benefits than the dude that was working in the field. So guess what that brings? Jealousy. Man, I'm out here eating pig intestines while he get the pig ankle. They eating pig ankles up there. Or sometimes they might get a little bit, a couple bites left on a T-bone steak, and I'm sitting out here eating pig belly or cow tongue. No, I don't like him. Wait till he come back to the shack. Oh, he don't even come to the shack. He got him a nice little padded bed while we sleeping on feces filled hay and chicken droppings. You know what I'm saying? Crafted Counsel looks like what a lot of Bunyamians they can't stand it. Like the homosexuality, like that buck breaking. Just imagine, just imagine if I just use Debo. Debo supposed to be the hardest dude in the hood. Ain't nobody beating up Debo. Not even Craig. Craig got lucky this time. But Debo the hardest dude in the hood, and then our oppressors come around and they take Debo, stoop him over, and then just take his manhood. And y'all better do what I say now. So to the people that's looking up to Debo like he the strongest man in the hood or in the village or in the nation, and they see him get humbled like that, Debo was our strength. So we see him go down like that, and hey, if I couldn't beat up Debo and he just did Debo dirty, I got to do what they say. That's the crafted counsel that they had. Keep going.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Okay, go ahead.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
All right, it says, let us cut them off from being a nation. They ain't want us being together no more. That's why we don't know our culture now. Even back in the Greek captivity, they made it a law for us to even profess ourselves being Jews. You couldn't even keep the Sabbath day. That's one of the 10 Commandments. And you couldn't even do that. They catch you outside on the Sabbath day, or they catch you observing any type of high holy day, or you got a shield of David on, or you doing anything that a Jew was supposed to do back, you know, according to the laws, he was getting killed. All right. What it say?
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So yeah, let's come up with something to make sure they don't even be a nation. We don't even want them knowing who they are, and they seated. We don't know who we are as a people. Most of us in America now, we don't. All we know is, yeah, where you from? Oh yeah, man, I'm from Houston, but you know I can trace my lineage back to my great grandpa. You know he from Virginia somewhere, and that's it. The one that's back traced back to Virginia. That's right at the start of the transatlantic slave trade. So that's all he know. That's all we know as Judites or black people in America. All we know our roots start somewhere on the East Coast, and then we migrated west. But you ask the oppressor where you from? Oh yeah, my granddad's from Scotland, you know, and my mom she's from Iceland and blah 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 blah. Even Hamites, even Africans. Oh yes, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the Tutu clan and from the all the way down to the hut. They can tell you where they from. Us, we don't know. All we can lean on is Roots, the movie Roots. Oh yeah, we came from Africa somewhere. But if we read and understand the Bible, that it starts right here in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If we knew that we was the real children of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's where our history starts. But we don't know that because they've taken crafty counsel against us. Keep going.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
They all agree, like, yeah, this what we gonna do. Somebody look up the word Confederate. Word Confederate. Mm-hmm.
Joined by an agreement or treaty.
So they all joined by agreement of treaty. Hey, this is what we finna do. This is how we gonna oppress these people. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like one thing, like the three striking rules. Like our first black president, you know, he got, you know, he had something to do with the three strikes rule. Him and his wife. You know, that started in California. So you know, if you went to jail twice, like say for instance, you went to jail the first time for armed robbery. Second time you went for uh, assault and battery. You know, had to fight and beat the dude up too bad. That third time, it don't matter if you and your rib got into it and she lied and said, he hit me. Life. You in jail for the rest of your life. That's the third strike. Three strikes, you out. So it don't matter. You could have took a lollipop out the store. You gone. That's what our first black president did. Also, you know what I'm saying, they condone same-sex marriage. Uh, Let me keep going. I could wrap it up right there. Let me see. Yeah, we can wrap it up right there. Now, last one, Zechariah, chapter 11.
Zechariah chapter 11,
Verse 5.
verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
It says, who possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Again, we were property. You know, so you're not guilty. Oh, that's your boy right there? Yeah. Oh, okay, no problem. Just don't get his blood on my sidewalk, in my grass. Oh, no problem, Jim. You know what I'm saying? So they, you know, these police officers that's been killing us in the streets have been held not guilty. Uh, all them cops that beat up Rodney King, not guilty. And if you ever seen that video, man, they beat the sleeves off that boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking old school stuff, but it's a lot more recent stuff than back then. Go ahead. Yeah, George Zimmerman was not guilty. A lot of them, some of those police officers, not guilty. They just relocated. Oh, well, we're gonna have to move you around to a different police department, or we're gonna have to move you. You can't be on the street, or get your disc job for a couple months. Just take some time off with pay. You know, go see the psych doctor. You know, this is all a formality, and then you're good. You still got your job. And you go to the other police department, they high fiving you like, yeah, we've been trying to get that colored boy for a long time. So this is the hatred that our oppressors have against us. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stop going to them and loving them how we should love each other. All right. Like the brother said, you know, envy not their oppressor. All right. So I guess I'll end it right there. You know what I'm saying? Pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We got a high holy day coming up Sunday, September 21st. He said he wanted him to read it, but you can't. Go ahead. Yeah, just pay your tithes to the men of the Lord. We have a high holy day coming up, the Feast of Trumpets. The brother going to read it right there. So I'll pass the class over. Yeah, you just stand right there. No,
We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, heart of New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priest. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Announce holy convocation from sheet. Remind Achium. All right, holy convocations, the feast of the Lord.
Memorial, just read the memorial morning trumpet. Like this, at the bottom somewhere.
First day, okay, memorial of blowing of trumpets. First day of the 7th month, Sunday, 21st September 2025, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Remind Achiam and Achiwath to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, headband, scarf.
All right. With that, like the brother just said, we have a high holy day coming up Sunday, September 21st, which is not this weekend coming up, but next weekend. So if you're in the Houston area, we're going to be at 7701 Belford Street, Houston, Texas, 77061. You know what I'm saying? Just come out, you know, enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood. Of course, there's going to be some good food here. And you just learn about your culture, learn about the Lord and the high holy days that he set for us, you know what I'm saying, versus, you know, the ones we grew up with that our perpetual hating oppressors has taught us, you know, about, you know, celebrating holidays. Because most of those holidays that we celebrate has nothing to do with the Bible, all right? So with that, Imagine, we're going to give a courteous salute to the brothers and the sisters, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, how about Shem Yahushua Barakatah? Yakin Matah, Saul, face the sister. You don't have to, if you know, y'all don't have to. All right, men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'Shem Yahushua. Yakin Matah, dismiss.